Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां नारायणं पद्मभवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपादं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमतस्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमतस्य पद्म पादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोडकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्. I think we saw up to 194. No. See? The Guru is answering question raised by the student. The student said in 193, अतः अस्य जीवभावो अपि नित्या भवति संसृतिः. Why? भ्रमेण अन्यथा वा अस्तु जीवभावः परात्मनः तत् उपादेः अनादित्वात् न अनादेः नाशः इष्यते. तस्मात्. His logic is, first one is, let there be the samsara due to Brahma or any other reason. Brahmena anyata vastu. That anyata has to be understood as Ishvara Icha. In the Dvaita Margins will say it is not Brahma, it is Ishvara Icha because of which the Jivatva. As the Semitic religions would say, of course, they would not even accept that the samsara is false. When samsara is false, then the whole ground will be shaking. Because if samsara is false, then there is no question of seeking any, pardon from the Lord, because it is, once you know it's mithya, There's no need for pardoning. And karma also becomes mithya. Karma phala becomes mithya. But their ground is samsaraha, satyaha. And then one has to understand why then I am suffering. It is God's will. So that is anyatava, and it says that's what it means. Ishvara ichchava va astu jiva bhavaha paratmanaha jiva bhavaha. Even though you are saying that I am the pure self, but mama jiva bhavaha asti eva pramena va anyatava. And we also know by logic, we cannot comprehend the beginning of ignorance. Logically, that is not possible, because if you say there is a beginning of ignorance, then what was there before? Then that means no avidya was there before. So that means avidya started at some point of time. Then it is not tenable that what caused it then. So here, tat upadehe anaditvat. Anadehe nashaha na anasha nashaha naishyate. Not possible for us to comprehend the end of na anadehe nashaha ishyate. Endless, beginningless cannot end. Ataha asya jiva bhava api nitya. Therefore, jivatva is nitya. Bhavati, nityaha bhavati, nitya is not there. So some samsrutihi, if you take that nityaha, let us say. Tad, therefore, mokshaha na nivarteda, tad mokshaha kadam me, Sri Guru Vada. How is that possible? How is moksha is possible? It's a very interesting question. And that's why the Guru is very pleased to hear this kind of a question from the student. Therefore, he said, Shri Gururuvacha samyak prishtam tvaya vidvan savadanena tachrunu. What's a tune for that? Samyak drishtam tvaya vidvan savadanena tachrunu प्रामाणिकेन भवति भ्रांत्या मोहित कल्पना. संसार के लिए क्या प्रमाण है? प्रमाण क्या है उसका? सो भ्रांत्या मोहित कल्पना प्रामाणिकी न भवति. That which is born out of delusion cannot have a proof. So therefore, what you have asked is samyak prishtam tvaya vidvan. Now listen, savadhanena, carefully. What is that the Guru is going to explain? Now first we have to establish that it is Bhranti. Second is that he has to prove anaderapi nashaha sambhavati. Tasya. Even it is beginningless, there is end. Yesterday, last class we asked that question. Anadi avidya tasya nashaha bhavati. Anadihi atma api tad nashaha na bhavati va. We asked that even though Atman is anadi as equal to avidya, tad nashaha bhavati va na bhavati va. Yad bhavati chet. Atma abhidi nashaha. Nashtam gacchati. You will see that. Now here is answering, Guru is answering here. Pramtim vina tvasangasya nishkriyasya nirakritehe nagatedartha sambandha nabaso nilatadivat Prantim vinatva sangasya nishkriyasya nirakritehe nagatedartha sambandha Nabaso Nilatadivat Asangasya Nishkriyasya Nirakritehe Brantim Vina Sambandha na Gateta. Artha Sambandha na Gateta. Na Gateta, not possible. What? Asangasya, of the one which is unattached. Nishkriyaha. Nishkriyaha, that which is actionless. Nirakritehe, the formless. Brantim Mina, without a delusion or imagination. Not possible. What? Sambandha na arkateta. Not possible to have any sambandha, artha sambandha. Like what? Navasaha nilatadivat. Like the space or the sky having blueness. Blueness of the space is not possible because sky is niramshaha, asangaha, sarvavyapakaha, nirmalaha. Space is dirtless and it is not subject to any kind of contact with anyone, anything. Space doesn't contact with anything. It doesn't have an association with anything. The air in the space may be polluted, but not the space. Therefore, just like the akasha, nabas, akasha asangaha, tasmat asange agashe niladadi varnam pranti janitameva. The blueness, etc. are all not real. It is entirely depending upon the perceiver's perception and not in the object. In the object called space, there is no blueness. It is entirely on the seer's perception. That's why that example is quoted here. So here, first of all, he is congratulating Ye Vidwan Buddhimat Tvaya Samyak Prishtam Tat Prishtam Yadvastu Tat Savadhanena Vishayantara Samsara Sanchara Rahita Manasa Shrunu. Listen to it with utmost attention without mind deviating here and there. Brantya Mohita Kalpana Mohitasya Sanjataha Mohitaha Mohascha Pratta Nyayamana Manadaka Vastunaha Jnana Abhavaha Stamasaha Dharma. Moha Tamasa Dharma. Moha, the delusion, is the nature of tamas. Which is what? Jnana Abhavat. It is the absence of correct knowledge. Vastutaha Nirmala Jnana Swarupatve api. Even though by nature really is of the nature of immaculate nature, Ajnana Janita Brantya Dridibhutaya Moha, the delusion caused by the ignorance, Purvokta Tat Vishishtasya Purushasya, the person who is been referred here as a person of samsara, Ya Kalpana Swasya Asamsarinaha api. Even though one is by nature is not subject to transmigration, samsaritva kalpana sa, that very idea that I am a samsari, sa pramaniki na bhavati. There is no proof.
Yes. He's going back.
Yeah, Guru Ruvach, and then I'll come to the next one. So, that is why I'm now talking about 194. Na bhavati pramana siddha na bhavati ityarthaha. So, Brantim vina asangastya vastutaha sangashunyasya asangaha ayam purushaha ityadi shrudehe sushupto anubhavacha. Now, it is proven that in the sushupti there is no Branti. Sushupti kale na jagat na swapna avastha. So that is to say, if something is there for some time and it is not there at some other point of time, it is Bhranti. Or when you take brandy, it happens, then it's also Bhranti. Some alcohol you take and then due to that it is, and then also it is not possible. So Sushuptehe Sushupto Anubhavacha. Nishkriyasya Nirvikarasya, and again he quoting Nishkalam, Nishkriyam, Shantam, ityadi. Avyakto yamachinto yamavikaryo yamuchate iti Gitayam. Nirakrutehe, then which has no form, natasya karya, karanam cha vidyate astulam ananuhu ityadi shrutehe. Bhrantim vina stula sukshma karana sharireshu tadatma abhimanam vina artha sambandha drishya sambandha naiva gateta. Without the association with the three bodies, three shariras, stula sukshma karana sambandhena eva Bhrantya kalpita sambandhena eva samsaraha. Now, napasaha gamanasya asangasya nishkriyasya nirakridehi nilatadivat. As it is said, in the space there is no blueness at all. So, therefore, yata nilatvadikam apramanikam nagatate tata ityartaha. So, there is no proof that there is a blueness in the sky. It is only in the perception. So, therefore, evam paramatmani abhi jiva bhavaha apramanikam ityartha. Apramanika iti bhavaha. Tata eva sputayan samsara nivritti upapadayati dvabhyam. Now, he shows how that is possible. This Bhranti can be eliminated in the next two verses. Atmanaha vastavikatsva rupam shruti siddham vidvat anubhava siddham cha katayati. Now, you see, Ajnanakrita or Ajnana Janita Bhranti, Bhranti Janita Samsara, even though it is experienced by the individual as Anadi, beginningless, nobody can prove its existence. So too, the nature of the self as Nishkriyaha, Asangaha, Nirvikaraha, this we get only from the Shruti. And Vidvajjananam Anubhavacha. So, how will the teacher prove the Asangatva of Atma? Or Nishkriyatva of the Atma? Or Nirvikaratva of the Atman? Because only Shastra Pramana. So, Shastra Pramana deva sambhavati na anyata. So, this must be kept in mind. Because the existence of God also, without Shastra, no Pramana is available to us. As much as existence of the Swarga, Naragadi, Lokaha, Abhi, without the Shruti Pramana, how will you prove the existence of hell or heaven? First of all, nobody can come back and tell you also. I just went to hell and came back. Yeah, you look like one. I just came back from the heaven. That is also not possible. Now then, I mean, just giving you that example, but those who have Vidvajjanaha, men of knowledge who have gained the experience or the abidance in the self, because of which they are able to say, yes, it is Nishkriyaha, Nirvikaraha, Asanga Atma Asti. So there is Shastra Anubhava Vakya of the great Vidvat Anubhavacha Eva. That is what is going to establish here. Now we'll see one by one where there is a clarity about this, how the Anadi Avidya can be eliminated by knowledge. Gurudev also writes in his commentary very clearly that the concept of any connection between the self and the object is delusory conception. Without delusory misconception, the imagination conjured up by delusion, there cannot be a world of objects. Only when there is a world of object can we have relationship and identification with it. Only then we can try to make one thing out of another. That is to perform action. So all that which is caused by the avidya is also equally out of delusion. Avidyayaha kritaha eva karma. Avidyayaha janitaha eva karma. That's what we have seen. That karma cannot destroy avidya because it is its byproduct. Right? Na avidyam karma vinivartayet. Karma cannot destroy avidya. Kyun? Avirodhitvat. Because it is not a virodhi. It is not opposed to it. That's like effect is not opposing the cause. Karma cannot oppose its own cause, avidya. So opposite only can destroy it. Avidya vidyaya eva nasham gacchati. So that is what is to be established here. Now you see, swasya drishtir nirgunasya kriyasya pratyak bodhananda rupasya buddhehe भ्रांत्या प्राप्तो जीव भावो न सत्यः मोहापाये नास्त्यवस्तु स्वभावात् स्वस्य द्रष्टुर्निर्गुणस्य क्रियस्य प्रत्यग्बोधानन्दरूपस्य बुद्धेः भ्रान्त्या प्राप्तो जीवभावो न सत्यः मोहापाये नास्त्यवस्तु स्वभावात्. Swasya drishtuhu. First one he says, Swasya drishtuhu, the one which is self-knowing, nirgunasya, that which does not have any particular characteristics, akriyasya, that which is subject to actionlessness, pratyakbodhanandasya, that which is of the nature of innermost bliss, buddhehe brantya praptaha jiva bhava, and which is buddhehe of the, here buddhi should be understood jnana, buddhehe of the one which is of the nature of knowledge, brantya jiva bhava praptaha na satyah, jiva bhava brantya praptaha na satyah. This one which appears to have the jiva bhava is out of delusion and not real. Moha apaye, moha eva karanam, bhranti eva karanam, tad abhave nasti, not there. The last two words are avastu swabhava. This is having two interpretations. We'll see what that is. Avastu swabhava. Now here, let's go back to the Bhashya here. Swasya drishtuhu. Sakshi. Drishtuhu sakshi. Nirgunasya kenabi dharmena rahitasya, which does not have any particular traits. Akriyasya nishkriyasya vikarshunyasya pratyak bodhananda rupasya sarvantaraha yo bodhaha sa pratyak bodhaha. Sa cha asau anandascha pratyak bodhanandaha sa eva rupam yasya saha pratyak bodhananda rupasya yasya swasya atmana te prantya tadatma abhimanena prapta kalpita jiva bhava. It is born out of delusion. Nat satyah abhadhyah na bhavati. to be underlined. Abhadyaha na bhavati. This is a double negative. Badhyaha sambhavati eva. Abhadyaha means non-disappearance not possible. Non-elimination not possible. Meaning, it is subject to elimination for sure. Why it is used like abhadyaha na bhavati? Not subject to non-elimination. Meaning assuring that Shishya, you never think that forever I will be caught up in this. It is definitely possible for it to disappear. This non-disappearance is not possible, meaning the samsara is not forever. It is for sure to end. Swarupa Vishayaka Sakshatkare Brantehe Nashena Bhadyatvat. Nasha here means Bhadanam. See, why is the word Bhadanam is used instead of Nasha to be understood? Nasha of a thing is possible only when the thing is real. Or the appearance is, let us say that there is something made out of wood, a table, and I can destroy the table by cutting it. That is Nasha. Whereas that which is merely an imagination, I cannot destroy it because it is not there. Only Bhadakam Sambhavati. Bhadakam means disappearance, falsifying. The word is better used as falsification. I should understand that it is false. Though my eyes will completely, it's like the blueness of the sky. When I am seeing and I know it is not true, that knowledge falsifies this, even though the eyes are continuing to perceive it. As much as the sunrise and sunset are, even though continues to be seen by us, understanding of ours tells us that it is not true. So it has been falsified. Like mirage water. Even though you see the water there, you know that it is not there. So it is a nasha or badita. Nashtam gacchati va, baditam va. That is why it's called false and not destruction. So that is why the word bhadanam is used here. So tadeva aha moha apaye shruti achari upadesha janita tattva sakshatkarena ajnana nashaha tajjanita brantehe abhavat tad abhave mohasya dura palayitatvat. Being completely destroyed, tasya apaye avastu yat kalpidam tat swabhava swadharmataha kalpana vishayatvena nasti. No, asat, that's a word is said here, no? Avastu swabhavat. One meaning is vastutaha avastu. Swabhavataha avastu. Being by nature it is not real. That is one meaning. By nature it is not real. Vastutaha ka. So, vastutaha avastu. What does it mean? Vastutaha avastu. Bhagavan Krishna says, abhav, what is that word? Abhavaha, what is that verse? Nasato vidyate bhavaha. Na asataha vidyate bhavaha. Na abhavaha vidyate sataha. Sataha abhavaha na, asataha bhavaha na. That is, real never seems to not exist. Unreal never is existing. That is the swabhav. Swabhav is meant. Swabhavataha avastu. In reality, it is the nature of asat. Therefore, avastu swabhavat. How it is going to how will it be eliminated? Because by nature it is asat. So that which is by nature asat, its nasha is only by realization it is asat. Isn't it? The unreal of a thing, how will you destroy the unreal thing? Unreal should be known as unreal. That's all it is to be done. You cannot do anything else, but its swabhava is asat. Another meaning is swabhavat asat. Second meaning is swabhavat brantya asat. That's the meaning. Due to Bhranti alone, it is Sat. Abhrantya Asat. Swabhavat Asat. So the Bhranti Kalpitatvat Asat. That is the meaning. Its unreality is because of it is born out of Bhranti. Swabhavat Bhrantya Asat. Because of the Bhranti, because of its misconception alone, it is real, and because of the misconception also alone, it having the reality. So Bhrantya Swabhavat Asat. So here Nasti Avastu Swabhavat. Moha Apaye Nasti. Moha Apaye Nasti. When the delusion is gone, because of what? It is by the Bhranti alone, it is real. And therefore, it remains on the removal of the Bhranti. It is Asat, because its nature itself is Asat. So there are two meanings out of this is derived. Now, having established that, further explanation is given. Now, before that, we will act.
I'm sorry, I think you've answered this before, but not something yet. Now, with seeing of the blue sky, yeah, there is no pramana because the eye itself is within the samsara. So all the five ways to say something is real, they themselves are falsified. Now for me, problem is the Shruti is a pramana for Brahman. But the only way I can understand what Shruti is saying through these false instruments.
That you cannot help it.
How do I get an exception for that?
See, Shruti also at one level you are gaining only through the listening, etc. Now there is some means have to be used. You cannot say that ears are also false, so that whatever I'm hearing is also false. That logic won't work. Then there is no escape from that at all. Now again, for the blueness of the sky, what is the pramana for you? Why? I mean, what pramana through which you see the blueness of the sky is false? Again, science is the shastra. So you have to use the science as the shastra pramana. Sorry, science as the pramana too, because your eyes will continue to see the blue. And if somebody doesn't believe in science, then such a person will deny, even though the science says that. Like somebody denies there is nothing called climatic change, for example. The science proves that there is. If somebody says, no, I don't believe it, now what will you do with that? Because he doesn't even believe in the pramana. Similarly, if the Shastra pramana is not taken, and if with this argument of even that hearing is pramana of the Shastra is also hearing itself is false. You must need to use some kind of means to know it, to know that whatever you are imagining is wrong.
So the exception is I have to believe in the Shruti, just like I believe in science.
Somewhere, Shraddhavaneva labhate. How, for anything in this world, you need to believe in something. If your mother has said, this is apple, if you don't believe in her words, how will you know that it is apple? Or if you don't believe in anybody's word, how will you know it's apple? You can keep on denying. So any knowledge takes place upon something has to be taken as a praman. Now, your question about anadi of the avidya and anadi of the atman. When it comes to avidya, the anadi is used in the form of it having no starting point. Adi in the form of starting point. Because when there is no starting point, does not mean it was not created. When did the sky became blue? It's not at some point of time. Right? But you can find its karanam. इस कारण क्या है? अविद्या का कारण क्या है? माया. माया एव अविद्यायाः कारणम्. And मायायाः कारणं क्या? माया के कारण क्या है? वो ईश्वर शक्ति. So ईश्वर शक्ति माया. माया अविद्यायाः कारण. So अविद्या के कारण है. And उसका कारण माया है. माया is ईश्वर शक्ति. Let's stop there and come back here. Atmanah anaditvam is not about time. It is about it being causeless. उसका आदि नहीं है. It's not about time. Whereas in the case of avidya, you are talking about in terms of starting point. Where the usage of the Atman as anadi is not in terms of time, it is in terms of uska karan nahi hai, uska cause is not there. It's not say Atman was not there and then it started because of something else. Uska karan nahi hai. It is not caused by anything. Akrita Atma. So anything akritam, uncaused, cannot end. Understood? That which is uncaused cannot end because end of anything is end of its cause. If pot is made out of the mud, I can end the pot by destroying the pot and getting back to the mud. Because mud is the cause of this pot. I can go back to the mud. Instead of pot, I destroy the pot, it will go back to its source. Correct? And the mud also you can say out of earth. So it will destroy and go back to the earth. And the earth, finally, wherever it goes to the Panchabhutas and whatever, it goes back to that point. Again, it will come back to Ishvara only. Anyway. So, Atman does not have a cause, meaning that is why it is called Anadi. So, the causeless cannot be destroyed. Whereas, that which is caused can be destroyed. How will it be destroyed? Get back to the cause. What is that cause? Avidyaya karanam maya. And that is why Bhagavan said, you cannot overcome Maya because Mama Maya Duratyaya. My Maya cannot be crossed over by easily. But how do you do that then? Mamevaye prapatyante Maya metam tarantite. When you surrender to me alone, Maya will go away. What is that surrender means? Ishwarasya jnanam. Ishvara jnanadeva, atma jnanadeva, mayayaha nashaha bhavati. So therefore, avidyayaha nashaha abaditvam ishvara jnanadeva sambhavati. So therefore, that which is caused can end. That which is uncaused cannot end. So anadi avidya can end in jnanam, whereas anadi atma cannot end because it is causeless. That is why anadi atma and anadi avidya. This is the difference. Now you will explain what is this anaditvam and how the anta of the anadi will take place. And he's going to use Nayayikas or the logicians' method of thinking also to in this little part. Shankaracharya introduces that part. Pragabhava, and the word is used Pragabhava. We'll see that in the next verse, it will come, next following verse. So, Yavat Bhranti Tavadevasya Satta Mithya Jnanojrumbidasya Pramadat Rajvam Sarpo Bhranti Kalina Eva Prantirnashenaiva sarpopi tadvat Yavat bhrantistavadevasya satta Mithya jnanojrumbidasya pramadat Rajvam sarpo bhranti kalpnina eva Bhrantirnashenaiva sarpopi tadvat. Asya satta tavat yavat bhranti tavadeva asya satta asya jivasya satta existence reality so far as there as long as there is bhranti. Why it is so? The hetu is given, cause is given, pramadat, inadvertence, lack of thinking. What is the lack of thinking? Mithya jnana ujrimbidasya. Mithya jnana ujrimbidasya, meaning it is born out of, created by mithya jnana. Conjured up. The word is by Gurudev is conjured up. Okay. Imagined there. Now the example is given here. Rajvam sarpaha bhrantikalina eva. During the time of the delusion alone, there is appearance of snake on the rope. Bhrantehe nashe, on the removal of the bhranti. Naiva sarpaha api tatvat. Like that of, there is no sarpa at all. This is a very well known example that is given. Karyasya mithyatmam vaktum karanam vinishvishinashti mithya iti. Mithya jnana ujrimbidasya mithya bodham adhishtana sakshatkara nivartyam yad ajnanam tasmad ujrimbidasya sanjanidasya asya vasasna pramadat adhishtana aropi avevekat. Adhishtana and aropita viveka is not there. When one is seeing the sarpa, he is not looking at adhisthana as the rope. He takes the sarpa itself as real and not that he thinks what is the adhisthana of this sarpa. The moment he starts inquiring about what is this adhisthana, what is its support, he will realize that what he is imagining is not true. So, adhisthana aropya avivekat. Yavat bhrantihi viparita jnanam tavadeva satta astitvena pradiyamanattvam. Pradiyamanattvam appearance. Tatra drishtantah rajjvam sarpah rajju ajnanat rajju sakshatkara bhadyat pramadat purva vyaktau nayam sarpah iti viveka abhavat ujrumbita bhranti kalina eva yavat paryantam ayam sarpah iti bhranti tavadeva astitaya pratiyate. Only up till the point that he is not inquiring into the nature of the sarpa, when he comes to know it cannot exist without the adhishtan, when he does not inquire into that, until then the experience of sarpa will take place. Nayam sarpaha kintu rajju इति विशेषदर्शने भ्रान्तेः अयं सर्प इति अविकारिकाया नाशः बाधे नैव सर्पोऽस्ति तद्वत् अहं ब्रह्मास्मि इति साक्षात्कारपर्यन्तं मूल अज्ञानजनित प्रमादा संसारित्व भ्रान्तिः वस्तुतः संसार कदापि नास्ति एव. Until the question, inquiry, viveka, vichara is done, there is no possibility of coming out of this Bhranti Kalpita was samsara. So, jatena jnane yadartha na pratirati tasya iti kevalam brahmamatram avashishyade swarupa sakshatkarasya ajnana tatkarya sakala nashakatvat adhishtana avasheshahi nashaha kalpita vastuna iti pramanat. When the Bhranti Janita Sarpa is destroyed, what remains is only Adhishtana. Similarly, when the Bhranti Kalpita Jivatva is destroyed, what remains as unchanging is only the Adhishtana Brahma. So that is why he says that Rajvam Sarpa Bhranti Kalina Eva Bhranti Nashena Eva Sarposti Tadvat. Now, the question that you have asked, so he explains about this in a little more technical way. We'll read that verse number 198 and 99. Anaditvam avidyayaha karyasyavittadeshyate Utpannayam tu vidyayam avidyakam anadyapi. Avidyakam. Prabodhe swapnavat sarvam sahamulam vinashyati anadyapidam no nityam pragabhava iva sputam anaditvam vidyayaha karyasya vitadeshyate utpannayam tu vidyayam avidyagamanadabi prabodhe swapnavat sarvam sahamulam vinashyati anadyapidam no nityam pratyabhava sputam pragabhava sputam. Avidyayaha anaditvam, the nature of avidya being beginningless, and its effects as well. Effect is what? Samsara. And samsara dukkha. Jara, marana, sukha dukkha ityadi sarvam karyam. Avidyayaha karyameva. Karyasyapi tada ishyate. Karya api anadivat. Even though it is Bhranti Kalpitam, Anadivat Ishyate. Ishyate is seen or experienced. Utpannayam tu Vidyayam. On the emergence of this knowledge, Anadyapi Avidyakam, until the point of Vidya. Avidyakam. Avidyakam means up to the point of rise of knowledge. When you add up to. So, example is given here. Prabodhe swapnavat. Swapnavat prabodhe, on the waking up from the sleep, swapnavat sarvam sahamulam vinashyati. See, when I am dreaming, as Gurudev writes it, that I am dreaming and then I am jailed. And then in the jail, I am suffering everything. I'm entering into the jail, I'm suffering everything. But then when the dream ended, jail also ended, my suffering also ended. So the karyam also ends along with the karana. So your jivatva ends by the elimination of avidya. So jivatva being the karya of that. Sahamulam minashyati. Anadi api idam na nityam. Even though it is anadi, it is not permanent. But whereas Atman anadi api nityam api. That is the difference between anadi atma and anadi avidya. Why nityam? As I said, उसका कारण नहीं है, अनादि, कारण रहित आत्मा, अकृतः, that which is akritam, na kritam, not created, not a cause, not an effect of something. It is said anadi, it's another meaning is also there. One meaning is anadi, इसका आदि नहीं है, ये आदि किसी भी के आदि नहीं है. It does not have a cause, it doesn't cause anything. Nirvikaratvat. So it is not anadi atma when it is said atma anadi kasmat akratatvat na karta api. Not even it has any action. Therefore, ये किसी की आदि भी नहीं होता है. It is not a cause for anything else. Asangatvat, because it does not engage in any action, nor it has any association. So, anadi api idam nityo na nityam prag abhava iti sputam. This word prag abhava, what it means is earlier non-existence. This is a little, if you want to go into deep into it, little confuse you, but it doesn't matter. Let us get confused for some time. Prag abhava is a word used to say that which was not there before also ends. For the pot was not there before it was made. Pot was not there before it was made. And then it came into existence. Not there, not there, not there, came. Then what happens? Uttara abhava will take place when it is destroyed. Uttara abhava means what? Later on, when it is destroyed, it goes back to the state of later non-existence. So, pragabhava, prior non-existence, and existence, and then again, later non-existence. This is one meaning. Second meaning is, which Gurudev explains. This is a little more technical than the other one. The potentiality of the mud becoming a pot was there. Isn't it? The mud was there, and the potentiality of it becoming a mud pot was there. Right? So it's called potential existence. Potential existence. That potential existence ends when it becomes existence. The potency ends. That is also called pragabhava. As Gurudev writes in his commentary, if you read that, the possibility of the pot in the mud was a beginningless. Anadi. The possibility of the pot in the mud was born when the mud was born. Mud was created at the time itself. The possibility of it becoming a pot also is created. Nay, when the earth was born, even the earth was born, there is a possibility of it becoming a mud. When the mud was born, there is a possibility of it becoming a pot. So, Nay, it was in the very essential nature of the earth. When the part is made, the potential part has become manifest. When the part is made, the potential, again, it's repeat. When the part has manifested, its beginningless potential condition ended. That's why logicians, the hair splitting one. The possibility of it becoming a part has ended when it became a part. So, what Gurudev says here, when a part has manifested, its beginningless potential condition has ended. Before Prak, its actual manifestation, the manifested part was not there above. The moment it manifested, its potential state, which was beginningless, ended. In this, so this previous non-existence, Pragabhava, is an example given to illustrate a beginningless thing coming to an end. So beginningless thing can come to an end. It is in the other way around. In the birth of the part, the potentiality of it becoming a part has ended because it has become part. So even though the potentiality of it becoming a part is beginningless, it ended at the time when part was created. So even that which is anadi can end. That is to show that ignorance, even though anadi, it can end. This is the way the logic is used. That's what he is going. Here also, in the commentary also, you will see the same thing which is explained. Yeah. Yaduktam tvaya upadehi anaditvam api tada eva avidyayaha karisyapi vijnanamaya koshasya tada avidyayaha iva anaditvam ishyate. Avidyaya ekarupatvad vichitra srishtehe vichitra upadi nivandatnatvad sarva samasya parama kripaloho ishwarasya vichitra karmashraya buddhirupa upadya apekshya आवश्यकत्वात् बुद्धेरभिद्यत् कारणभूतयः अनादित्वम् अकामेन अपि अङ्गीकर्तव्यम् इति भावः. इदानीं तस्य निवृत्तिमाह विद्यायाम् उपनिषज्जन्यायाम् अधिष्ठानसाक्षात्काररूपायां प्रयमायाम् उत्पन्नायां सत्यामपि शेषः तु शब्दः वक्षं यावर्तयति अनादेः नाशः न अस्ति इति रूपम्. आविद्यकम् अविद्याया प्रयोज्यम्. That is to be underlined. Avidyakam. Until the point of the birth of knowledge, avidya prayojanam. Avidya prayojam. The existence or the employment or the usage of the effects of avidya. Until the birth. So, this is to say, similar to that, a part has been created, then the beginningless potentiality of the part is ended. In the same way, in the birth of the knowledge, the beginningless ignorance ended. Understand that? That is how the comparison to be done. The parallel to be created is the possibility of knowledge is there. When the knowledge is created, the part is ended. The avidya is ended. In other words, just like on the birth of the part, the beginningless possibility of manifestation of part has ended. So too in the birth of knowledge, the beginningless possibility of not knowledge ended. The potentiality is ended. The potentiality of being avidya ended. Potentiality of suffering as a samsari ended. Even though it is beginningless. So that is how it is to be parallel. Anadi api srishti adi vyavahara siddhyartam anaditvena angikritam api. See, this srishti explanation about srishti is only in the context of avidya only. Because prabodhe, when one wakes up, prabodhe nidram tyaktva jagare prapte swapnavat sahamulam vinashyati. When the Srishti is explained by Upanishad, of course, Bhagavan Krishna would not go into that area at all. To that extent, possibly he avoids. He will say, everything is created by me. And it just he stops there. He doesn't go into the details of it. He doesn't talk about Panchabhutas, and he doesn't talk about this whole process of creation. But while Upanishad did do talk about that to some extent, because that discussion on the Srishti is only in the Avidya Bhumau. In the state of Avidya alone, the question of creation is discussed. It is about discussing about the serpent. How is the color of the serpent? What is the length of the serpent? What is the thickness of the serpent? This thing is only till you do not know serpent is not true. So Jagat, even though experienced in the Jagrata Avasthaya, on Prabodhe Sati Asad Bhavet. Just like Swapne Yat Drishyam, Yat Drishtam, Yat Shrutam, Sarvam, Prabodhe Sati, Jagrata Avasthayam, Sahamulam Vinashyati. Everything it ended there. That's why Gurudev said that when jail in which I studied there, and the food that I ate there, and the people whom I met there, everybody ended at once in the same way. Yeah. Anaditvena angikritam api. That's what it is said. When it is that, Srishtyadi Vyavahara Siddhyartam, only at the context of the Ajnana Bhumo, Prabodhe Nidram. So, okay. Na kevalam swayameva swasya moolabhodaya avidyataya sa moolabhoda nidraya sakam swapnika vastu jatamiva jagare sarvam vinashyati tejas tamoriva. Tamasoriva, like that of when the brilliance of the sun takes place, the whole misty, what do you call that? Darkness ends there. Vidya avidyayoreva sakshad virodaha tada nidra jagarayo. Between the ignorance and the knowledge is, knowledge and ignorance, the difference. Yeah, the opposition is similar to that of avidya and avidya. Vidya is referring to here as the state of waking up, and avidya is the state of sleep. So, nidra jagarayo avidyayam vidyaya nashidayam tatra ko moha kashokaha ekatvam manupashyataha iti shruti yatra swatya swatma eva abhut tatra tat kena kam pashyet yatra na anyat pashyadi na anyat shrunodi na anyat vijanadi sa bhuma Chandogya ityadi shrutya tadrisha bhuma vidyayam samsara hetu avidyayaha samula kasham kashitatvat मूलच्छिन्ने वृक्षस्य इव अविद्याकारस्य बुद्ध्यादेः विनाशः एव इति भावः. And further he explained what I have talked to you about the Pragabhava and all that thing. But here he says, in one place he says, Shastramantara Jnatum Ashakyatvat. The vidya that can destroy the avidya cannot be understood or to be proven without the Shastra. Shastramantara Jnatum Ashakyatvat cha Drishtanta Bhutatmani Tadrishatvasya Shastrena eva Jnatatvat cha Jiva Ishoho Abhasena Karoti Maya Avidya cha Swayameva Bhavati Ityaditvat Ati Anaditvasya Bhuyascha Ante Vishwamaya Nivrittihi Iti Nashasya cha Avidyadehe Shruti Eva Avagamitatvat cha Na Atra Samshaya Prasaktihi. The quoting the various Shruti, he says, only by the authority of the Shruti, we can come to know that the avidya can be ended by vidya, even though it is anadi. because the nature of Vidya and the ability of the Vidya to destroy Vidya is Shruti Pramana or Vidvat Anubhava. These are the reason why. So we'll see more of it in the next. So it is trying to, he has explained to the nature to the student, obviously, that even though you think that it is anadi, avidya is there is no end of samsara. That is not true. That samsara can end, even though it is avidya sanadi, it can end in the birth of knowledge for sure. So that is assurance to the student. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkhabhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om Shri Guru